Hey, welcome to the channel. If you are someone who wants to learn coding but often feel confused, unsure where to start, you are in the right place. I'll explain everything step by step in the simplest way possible, like that friend who sits with you before the exams and finally makes things clear. So relax, take it easy, and let's start learning together. Today we are learning basics of Java. Before we write any Java code, let's first understand how Java works behind the scene. Because once you understand the flow, writing code becomes very easy. Now let's understand what is source code. Source code is nothing but the code that we write. We as a programmer write a source code. Whenever we write a Java code, we write it in a .java file. But the computer doesn't understand it directly. So we need something that can translate our code into the form computer understands. And this translator is nothing but the compiler. The compiler first checks if we have made any mistakes in the code. If there are errors, it stops and shows them. If everything is fine, it converts our code into something called as bytecode. Now, what is bytecode? Bytecode is not machine code yet. It is middle level code that Java uses. The good thing about bytecode is that it is platform independent. That means the Java code can run on Windows, Mac, Linux, anywhere. Now here comes JVM in the picture. Now bytecode still can't run on its own. It needs JVM. And what is JVM? Java Virtual Machine. JVM is installed on the system. So whenever we run a Java program, JVM takes the bytecode and converts it into a machine level instructions. That's why Java follows the concept write once, run anywhere. You can write your code once and run on any device possible, but that device should have JVM installed. Okay, now that we know how Java runs, let's see how Java code is actually written. Basically, a structure of your code. In Java, everything is written inside a class. You can think of a class as a container or a box or suitcase. A class itself doesn't do anything, it just holds logic. Like small mini parts of your code is class. You can understand it like that. Now, method. What are methods? Inside a class, we write methods. A method is just a task, whatever we are doing, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or any task. Okay. For example, if you want to print something or calculate something, that work is done inside a method. Now, what are statements? Statements are written inside a method. Statements are the actual instruction that get executed line by line. Like, method is just a word or task's name, but the statements are the real instructions which tells compiler how the task is actually performed. Okay, now let's look at a very simple Java program. You first you look this and understand whatever you can. Now the first line is public class my first app. This line defines a class. My first app is just a name of your class. Like your class can have any name. Like addition can be your class, whatever you want. Now this part is very important, which is public static void main. Whenever we run a Java program, JVM starts execution from the main method. And the main method is this public static void main in every program. Okay. And this is the main method starting line. And your JVM looks at your code and it first search for this line. JVM starts executing your code from this line only. Now system.out.print hello. Now this hello is in double quote and system.out.print This line is used to display output on the screen. Whatever we write inside the quotes will be shown as output. Now, in your code, there are multiple things that we use for logic, syntax. Okay, but what you want to print on the screen, that is given in this double quote and with system.out.print. Okay, now hello will be print as it is on the screen. Now here we go. Public is access specifier, and there are a lot of access specifiers such as public, private, protected. We'll see that in next chapters, but for now we'll understand just public access specifier. Public access specifier means who can have the access of this class. Okay, so is public, as the name suggests, it can access from anywhere in the code. Okay, now class is the keyword. This class is the keyword that need to to define a class. Okay, my first step is just a class name static. Now static, we'll learn this static meaning in further videos. Now you will not understand this. Okay, now void means empty. Okay, but here in the code, void means it has no return type or value. Okay, so for example, your code is doing some task and it is returning some value to any other class. Okay, if it is a addition, multiplication of any numbers, it will return some value, and that value will be used by another classes in your code. But here it is just printing hello, so we don't need any return type. So void is its return type. Okay, now main is the main is the name of the method. Okay, so as I told you, public static void main, this is the main method, and the name of the main method is main. Okay, now um string argument to method. Now what, which method? Main method. Argument to method, this method must be given an array of strings called args, ingredient. You can understand this as something as ingredients, like we need ingredients to make something. Okay, so this main method also needs ingredient to do something, so the string args is just the ingredients. Okay, and then system.out.print, as I told you, used to display something, some content on the screen. JVM. JVM will load my first tab class, then start executing its main method until the code in the main method is finished. Okay. And so this is the basic structure of Java program. Don't worry if everything doesn't make sense right now. As we move forward, these things will become very clear, okay, to you. Now let's move further. As you saw in previous page, there was this public static void main. Okay, so in that, what we can do, what are the different things we can do? So there are statements, loops, branching. So what are these? Statements are just tasks, like do some task. Like, look at here, this is the example of statement. Int x equal to 7. What we are doing here, we are assigning value 7 to x. Then another example is string name equal to Luna. Luna is value, just like 7 is value, Luna is value. We are assigning it to variable name. Here variable is x, and the type of variable here is integer. Okay, because 7 is integer, and the type of variable is string because the value is string. Now what is string? String is basically the collection of characters. String can be anything like your name. We will learn this in detail in further videos. Okay, Now, another example is x equal to x plus 10. Here we are doing a addition. Okay, these are the examples of statements. These type of statements we can do in our main method. Now loops. What are loops? Do this task repeatedly. If we want to do a certain task that is of 7 to 8 lines, or if we want to do a particular task or a lines of codes repeatedly, like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, we can use loops. Like here, while x is greater than 10, system.out.print x value is plus x. Now this is the short form of system.out.print, and while is a type of loop. You will understand this in further videos, but for now you can understand this like, while this condition is true, it will execute whatever is there in this curly braces. Okay, and when this condition is false, we'll get out of the loop. Okay, so suppose the value of x is 15. 15 is greater than 10. Yes, so it will execute x value is 15. Here x value is in the quotation marks, so it will print as it is on the screen, and x is out of the quotation marks with this plus sign. So x, the value of x will be printed on screen here, and x as it is a character will be printed here, because this is in the quotation mark and this is out of the quotation marks, and these two are linked with this plus. So on the screen it will print x value is 15. Then it will decrement the value of x equal to x minus 1. So now the value of x is 14. Okay, now it will again go here and again check the condition, then again execute this. This will execute until x is greater than 10. When the value is 10, this will be false, and then it will get out of the loop. Okay, this is nothing but the loops. This is the example, one of the example of loop. Okay, then here comes branching. Okay, so we'll look here. This is something. Now here, if x is equal to 10, system.out.print x value is 10. Else system.out.print x value isn't 10. So here it will just check. Now double equal to means you are checking if the content in the x is equal to 10 or not. This is different than x equal to 10, because when we use a single equal to, we are assigning the value of 10 to x. But when we use double equal to, we are checking if the 10 as a value and x, the value it contain, is equal to or not. If it is, then it will execute this, else it will execute this. Okay, now why does everything have to be in class? Now you're writing a code of 10 or 20 lines, but in future you'll write 100 and 200 lines of code, and then it will be so hard to understand what exactly task you are doing. So it will be very difficult to handle your code. It will be very difficult to make some changes in code. Now here is this. What is the difference between system.out.print and system.print and system.out.println? So here there is extra part of ln, and both used to display some content on the screen, but this is just a normal statement that we used earlier in our code, and this ln will print your content on a new line. You'll use more frequently this one to make your code or output more systematic. Now second chapter is object. We'll learn this in the next video because it will take some time. So stay tuned. Alright, that's it for this video. If today's explanation made things a little clearer, take a moment to revise it once again. If you like this style of learning, you can like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.